The topic of this online workshop from the Learning Development Service is literature reviews. In order to produce a successful literature review, we first need a clear definition of what this is. In the simplest of terms, a literature review is a critical and analytical account of existing research on a particular topic. There are a number of reasons why we might be required to carry out a literature review, such as to show knowledge of the topic, to keep our work current and relevant, to create a stepping stone between literature and our research or analysis, and to gain credibility within our field. Literature reviews can serve a number of purposes and thus fulfil a variety of aims. They can provide an organised overview of existing research on a particular topic. They take a critical and evaluative perspective towards already published research. They summarise, synthesise and analyse the arguments of the authors you're reading. They uncover similarities and differences, or consistencies and inconsistencies within existing research. It is important to be clear about what your literature review should achieve from the outset of the process. A literature review is not a descriptive summary of existing literature, a presentation of your own argument, organised by source or written as an annotated bibliography, an account of every piece of existing research related to your topic. Rather, your literature review is a critical analytical account, a synthesis of the arguments of others, organised around ideas, arguments or themes, and an account of a selection of writings relevant to your work. What should your literature review cover then? Well, background information, which can take a number of forms, such as historical, political, cultural or scholarly, definitions of key terms and concepts which are central to your topic, the theoretical foundations of your work, any related studies, experiments or findings, current practices or issues in your field, for example methods, and possibly media representation depending on your subject. The process of writing a literature review can seem quite arduous, so it can be useful to break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks. We have devised 8 steps which we think offer a useful way of doing this and can guide you through the literature review process. These steps are: 1. Refine your topic. 2. Organisational planning. 3. Searching for sources. 4. Reading and recording. 5. Reflecting and organising. 6. Outline. 7. Write, revise. And 8. Refine your reference list. We will now take each step in turn and offer some ways to help you to achieve them. Refining your topic. Before you start reading or writing for your literature review, it can be useful to brainstorm to get an idea of what you are looking for. To brainstorm successfully, you need to ask yourself, what do you already know? What information do you still need? What topics are related to your work? And what angle do you expect your writing to take? Once you have answered these questions, it is useful to refine your focus further by formulating an aim for your literature review and listing some keywords and synonyms that may help to identify the sources you will review. Step 2. Organisational planning. Your literature review will involve engaging with a wide range of materials, so it is important to know how you're going to manage these from the outset. You can use software such as RefWorks and Zotero to record the bibliographic information of the resources you use. It is also important to record points and information in an organised way. You could use a digital document or note sheets or notebooks. You should also consider how you will organise your sources. Are you going to print them all or do it electronically in a folder on your desktop? Do you need multiple or thematically organised folders? It is also important to ensure you won't run out of time. Reading for a literature review can seem like an endless process, but you need to make sure you know when to move on to the writing stages so that you have enough time to complete this thoroughly. Backward mapping from your deadline is a useful way of doing this. It is important that you are realistic with the time that you have been allotted. The template shown offers a form of guided note-taking which can help you keep on track as you read for your literature review and ensures you extract all relevant material from the resource. You can print it and write it by hand or fill it in straight on your laptop or tablet. which also means the notes can be saved and retrieved easily and in a version that is legible. Another method of recording notes from your reading is through an Excel spreadsheet. By using this method, you can customise the categories and tailor them to your specific needs. Step 3. Searching for sources. Use the keywords that you have identified during your brainstorming session to help you refine your search. Use different combinations to ensure that the yield of your search is as thorough as possible. Other things you need to identify are your time frame. How recent should the sources you are looking for be? What types of sources are you looking for? For example, books, peer-reviewed journals, newspapers and magazines, conference papers, government publications, artwork, publishers' websites, and online discussions. Begin to search more creatively and narrowly as you go. Go to the library for some extra support if needed. Your subject librarian can be identified on the library's homepage. The LibGuides are also a useful way of finding information relevant to your field. They are available at www.libguides.qub.ac.uk. In this example, you can see the Planning, Architecture and Civil Engineering LibGuide has been highlighted. By clicking on it, you'll be taken to its homepage. Within there are tabs for you to search for books, articles and papers, and theses that have been printed. By clicking on the Articles and Papers tab, you can be brought to a list of databases which contain material relevant to your field. Step 4. Read and record. Read strategically, making sure that you highlight, reflect and store all relevant information. But also read critically. On the first read, skim the abstract and focus on your needs. Identify the essential parts of the article or book, whether it be the methods, the findings, the sample. Then, take another read and dig deeper. Evaluate the text. What are the strengths? Are there any invalid assumptions or contradictions that you can identify? Have another read and dig even deeper. Compare and contrast this source with the previous readings. Are there any agreements or disagreements? Does the author acknowledge or neglect the work of others? This will all be important when organising the writing of your literature review. Step 5. Reflect and organise your sources. Review the information you have gathered and try and pick out overarching themes within the different readings you have read. You can do this by using a number of techniques such as mind mapping, free writing, organising in bullet points, charts using Microsoft Visio, organising your notes by source, theme or chronologically, whichever suits you best. Step 6. Outline a possible structure. A literature review, like any other piece of writing, should have an introduction, main body and a conclusion. The main body should be organised by headings and subheadings, which are informed by your readings. Organise the structure in a logical way that flows. Your paper begins to take shape as you organise the information you have gathered under each heading and subheading. Try to be as detailed as possible and point out any links between the information that you have gathered. Step 7. Write, revise, write, revise. A detailed outline will make your writing process more thorough and efficient. Make sure to use evidence. Sources must be backed up with evidence to show what you're saying is valid, so include correct references. Summarise and synthesise your sources. Select only the most important points in each source to highlight in the review. Find a buddy with whom you can swap papers. Make sure to follow the style guidelines recommended by your course. Step 8. Refine your reference list. Refer to your student handbook or module guide and follow the guidelines of your referencing format. Use your bibliographic software if applicable. Read and reread your final draft with a specific eye for referencing format and consistency. Your literature review is led by the sources, so they need to be accurately detailed. The Learning Development Services Cite to Write resource can be useful if you have trouble with referencing.
Thank you for watching this workshop from the Learning Development Service. For more information on our services or to book a one-to-one appointment, please contact us via email at lds@qub.ac.uk or call us on 028 90 97 3618. For a complete list of our resources, visit us on www.qub.ac.uk/LDS.